Okay, I apologize. I haven't been here for so long. I also apologize for my hair. I was using my great-grandma's little hair things, and yeah, that's what it turned out like. But anyway, I actually had this episode recorded, and then I accidentally deleted it, and I could not get it back. I tried everything I could to get it back, and it didn't work. And then it's just life, I guess. So, episode 14. Here we go. Got my notes ready. Let's see if I remember. It's been so long. Let's see. Okay. Oh yeah. So we ended our last episode. Fangju was passed out, and she's kind of worried what the results of the backfire are going to be the next time. If she's passing out this time, what's it going to be next time? She wasn't quite prepared for it to be this strong. I think probably because she hadn't recovered from the last time she was there and she used magic. So we start this episode with Juanren, who is Donghua, doing his like earth thing or mortal thing. He comes in and he has baked sweet potatoes for her, which is so sweet. And tasting it reminds her of when Donghua made them for her when she was a fox, and they were in that land, evil 10, what was it? 10 evil lotus, something like that. And Juanren wants to know how they compare, and she's like, compare to what? No. It's like, well, how do they compare to the other guy that made you these sweet potatoes? Which it's like, okay, it was you that baked them before. So, I wish I would have written down what her answer was. Can't remember. I think she says they're just as good or something. But I thought this, okay, another sweet line that we got here. He tells her that he would bake sweet potatoes for her his whole life. It's like, oh, so cute. But she notices that his hand is burned, which he did while cooking the sweet potatoes, and she wants to help heal that. So she goes to get the stuff, and he kind of like meets her on the way back, and he goes in for a kiss. He's going for it. And she actually turns her head. So she didn't go for it. She didn't go for it, but it's getting very difficult. Let's see. So next thing we see is she is cooking some of those sorrowless cakes for Juanren, because he took her out on like this horse ride, and he's been so kind to her lately, and she's still struggling with the fact that he is not Donghua, not the real him. It's just the shadow, or just a part of him that he's not going to remember. But her mind keeps going off track, which I could tell. You know what? I would have just as much trouble, because I'm like, if I had my crush there, even though it wasn't really him, it's just like, but it is. So yeah, I can see how that would be extremely difficult. So while she's cooking them, Yi Ting comes in, and she's like, oh, you have to try my cooking to see if this is any good. But his hands are dirty, so she's like, no, you can't touch this. No, can't touch this. Sorry. And so she feeds it to him instead. But while she's feeding it to him, Juanren was in the process of coming in, and he sees her feeding it to him. So instead of walking in and announcing that he's there, he turns away and leaves, and you can tell he's upset. So when she brings all these cakes to him, he's like so jealous. So you can tell he's so jealous. He's like trying to question her and get her to say something, get her to confess feelings for Yi Qingqi or something. He's like, so, am I the first one to try these? Which is like, yeah, trying to get it out of her, like trying to see if she'll tell him that she had fed them to Qingqi earlier. But she's not thinking of that. She's thinking of Donghua. She's like, she's thinking like, no, I fed him to Donghua. Because she's like, oh yeah, a friend tried them. Again, she's thinking of Donghua, and he's thinking of Yi Qingqi. So he's a bit miffed. He's like kind of pissed that he wasn't the first one to try it. And he kind of throws a fit, a little bit of a jealousy fit. And he basically excuses her. He's like, okay, you can go. And so she leaves. And then he's kind of disappointed when she leaves. Maybe he wanted her to kind of like fight for it and be kind of like, oh, but you know what? I like you. So I don't know. He wanted something because he's very disappointed. And, but he does try the cakes and he finds out they're super good, and he's like, oh, if I knew they were this good, I wouldn't have told her to leave. And yeah, so apparently they're very, very good, and he like totally pigs out on them. So Jihang actually invites him over for desserts as well. I don't know if it's in response to Fengju, or if she just happens to be inviting him too, but she has him try this cake that she made that's from her hometown that we know is not her hometown, and he's kind of skeptical about it. He actually doesn't even ever really try it because he's kind of distracted, but he puts her in charge of a palace feast. I don't think I wrote down what it was. It's like something they do every year, I believe. It's like some big feast, and she agrees, and she says that she will get Fengju to help her. So let's see, Jihang, she's actually really good at getting all this stuff ready, and she sends her maid to the kitchens to make sure that all the desserts are ready. And when her maid walks in, she sees Fengju's desserts, and you get this dramatic music going, and you know she's thinking about doing something, and she actually does get a little bottle out, but Jiang comes in and stops her. She catches her and she scolds her, and she's like, do not poison the desserts. She's like, I know we need to get her out of the way, but if we fail at this party, you know, like, I want to get him to trust me to a point that, you know, like, we can get close, you know, like, and if we're poisoning people and people are dying, and she's like, no, we're not, that's not how we're going to win this. Yeah, so she wants trust. So sorry, flipping my notes over. So the huge dinner starts, everybody's there, and the eunuch is supposed to taste things first. It's just tradition, just in case. And they kind of keep panning in on Zhuanren's older brother. You know what, I have his name over here somewhere. I kept this piece of paper because I was like, wait, I keep forgetting the names. I keep forgetting. Let me find it. No, not that dude. It is, what is his name? Ying. There we go. The camera keeps going and kind of looking at him, and so, you know, I'm getting kind of sus there. It's like, like maybe he's getting worried. I don't know. But the eunuch tries Fengju's cakes because everybody's just talking about him. And at first he says, oh, it's so delicious, because it takes a second, but after a second he drops dead which sounds like my cooking. Okay, I can cook some things, but a lot of, I don't know, especially if I'm experimenting with stuff, man, my cooking can be interesting. Okay, anyway, sorry. So the poison is in the sorrowless cakes, and at that point, Zhuanren's brother is like, you know what, Ju is the only one who knows what this is. She's the only one that can make these, so she should be taken into custody. It's her fault. You can tell that Zhuanren does not want to. You can tell he doesn't. He's like, no, I don't want her to be interrogated. I don't think she did this. Like, and you can tell Yi Qingqi is kind of the same mindset. He doesn't think so either. But it just happened in front of all these people. Nobody else really knows who she is, and they have to. He has to, as the emperor, and when he sends her to prison, like even Jihang is, she's surprised. She's like, what? Really? So when Jihang, they get back to her rooms, she questions her maid, and she's like, did you, I thought I told you not to, and her maid is like, I didn't do it. I swear I didn't do it. She's like, I was only going to put laxative in the cakes, which, again, sus. I think she was really going to poison them, but she's like, no, I actually didn't do it. I did exactly what you said. I did not put that in there. I don't know who did. When I left, everything was fine. So then we go to a scene with Yi Qingqi and Zhuanren, and they are both discussing it. And they both agree that she didn't do it. They're like, no, like, she had so many opportunities. Why would she wait until now? And why would she do it in front of everybody and implicate herself, you know? And, like, if she wanted them dead, she wouldn't have saved their lives to begin with. And so they're like, okay, we agree that we don't think she did it. But, with the eunuch dying in front of everybody, like I said, and nobody knowing who she is, it's just very suspicious, and they gotta be careful. Zhuanren says, okay, you've got 7 days to investigate this before I have to make a conviction, and you need to find evidence, like, you will. There's like, it's like a command. You have to find evidence. But in the meantime, Zhuanren's, well, I guess it's a stepmother, but they just call her mother, has kind of stepped in too, because I think Zhuanren's older brother kind of talked to her and kind of got her involved in it, kind of like, okay, you know, Zhuanren's not going to be looking at this straight, so you need to do something. So she has the people that were brought into custody interrogated. So they're all being beaten one by one. They're being whipped. And when we get there, it's Fangju's maid that is getting beaten. And Fangju finally, she breaks free, and goes and covers her maid. And the guy that's doing the interrogation, he's like, all right. And so he starts beating her instead, which is right when Yi Qingqi walks into the room. And yeah, so needless to say, he's pretty pissed off, really pissed off. So Yi Qingqi's like, okay, well, Zhuanren believes she, like, no, he doesn't say that. He said that to her. He's like, okay, you know what? Zhuanren told me that we have 7 days to prove their innocence, and, you know, basically berates the dude and proves a point, and so that they'll stop doing that. And then Yi Qingqi, he's like, okay, Zhuanren believes you didn't do it. He's telling Fangju he doesn't believe it. Do you believe in Zhuanren? She never really answers, but I don't know, I think she does. And then for the rest of this episode, all Zhuanren can think of, like, he just keeps going through things in his mind about, like, how she saved his life and how she's made him so happy. She's so different from anybody that he's ever met. In the middle of it all, the queen, she has a new eunuch appointed. It's a younger guy, and it's somebody who has been like one of her followers for a long time, somebody that she trusts, which is probably not a very good idea, but Juanren is so just out of it, so concerned about Fengju that he just accepts it. He's like, yeah, whatever. And so if you're like me, you're thinking, okay, is this like a spy? Is he there to report on him? We don't know yet. And at this point, the episode ends and it fades away. So we gotta find out if Fengju is going to be executed or found guilty, you know, figure out if this eunuch is a spy, figure out who actually poisoned, if it wasn't Jiang's maid or Jiang herself. Got a little mystery going on here. So, that was episode 14. 16 minutes. Not too shabby. Alright. Hopefully, I will get the next episode in more than, yeah, I don't know how long that took. Was that like a month that I totally didn't do that? Hopefully I'll get it sooner, but we will see, especially with the holidays coming up. So, comment, and like, and subscribe. If you have any comments, oh wait, I already said comments. Where am I going? Yeah. I have my social media in the description. That's what I was going to say, to come and say hello on my social media. And that's about all I have. So, I guess we'll see everybody next episode.